Hey friends, so I just want to share with you what happened on our big trip last week. I'm finally over the stress of it so I can talk about it. But we started our journey and Elsa and Kim took us to the airport. They were so amazing. Elsa was the perfect person for the job because she was so calming and reassuring. She came into the airport and helped me with the animals and just told me that they'd be fine and that everything was going to be okay. And so our first leg of our flight, we went from Redmond to Seattle. We get to Seattle and we don't have any time to spare, so we take the train quickly to our next terminal to catch our next flight to Los Angeles. And right when we get to the terminal and everybody is standing in line ready to board the plane, Josh says to me, "Mom, I left my passport on the last flight." Oh my goodness. No. I say, no, you didn't. Check everything. Please check everything. So it turns out, yes, he had left it. So we have them call. We say, call the other flight and check rows 11, 12, and 13. But people have to be babysat, of course. And no, they didn't check those rows. So they say, no, we didn't find the passport. So all of a sudden, they're closing the doors and they're telling me, you have to make a choice. You've got to get on this flight or not. And Josh at this point had run back to the other terminal to go see if he could find his passport. Maybe he had dropped it while he was walking or something. And so he wasn't even with us at this point, and I have to make the choice whether to get on this flight without him and leave him or whether to stay. So I've got the animals on this flight. I'm like, we have to go. I don't know what to do. And so I decide to get on the flight because I thought that he had a better chance of finding his passport if he stayed in Seattle, and we have friends in Seattle that could pick him up if he needed to have a place to stay for that night. So him not being there, I get on the flight. Every single person has boarded. I have tears streaming down my face. Just the stress of worrying about the animals and preparing for this big trip for a month. It was all coming down upon my shoulders. And so it was very humbling. Every single person on the flight was looking at me like, wow, what's wrong with you, lady? And so I sit down, and right away, God sends me an angel of a person. This lady that was sitting across the aisle from me was so kind. And she said, I told her what had happened and how Josh wasn't going to be able to fly with us and how we're all moving to Australia. And, we were going on this adventure as a family. And now here we are not going as a family. And so she was like, everything is going to be just fine. She's like, the worst thing that's going to happen is he will have to get his passport reissued and he will have to come a few days later. And so, and she was also telling me, we don't give our kids enough credit. Like he's old enough. He's 18 years old. He's going to be fine. But my poor mama heart is like, I can't believe I just left my son and he doesn't even have a passport and I don't know what's going to happen. And so I'm sitting there and, at the beginning of the morning I had said, 4:20 in the morning, I had woken up and I had said my prayers and I said, God, I trust you with my day. Please orchestrate my day. I give my life to you. I surrender. And so, I was saying, I trust you, God, with my day, but then were my actions saying, I trust you with my day? So I sat there and I thought about that. I thought, okay, God, do I really trust you with my day? Like, when everything goes wrong and my son can't find his passport and I'm leaving him, do I trust you with my day? And so I finally calmed down and I prayed, and I had my parents praying, and my sweet friend Judy ran to the airport to check to see if Josh had left his passport there. And I just have so many amazing prayer warriors in my life who just are incredible and set my heart at peace. And the steward on the plane was so kind. He gave me a free Wi-Fi password so that I could talk to Josh. And He gave us free snack packs. I mean, who gets free food on the airplane anymore, right? So God had shown me all these little things, all these kind gestures that people were doing for me to show me, hey, I'm with you. Hey, it's going to be okay. It's not the end of the world. We're going to figure this out. And so it ended up before the flight had ended, Josh's passport had been found in the airplane in Medford. So he was going to fly to Medford that night, to Los Angeles the next morning, and then he would be on the next flight to Australia a day after us. So it wasn't the end of the world like I thought it would be. And I had quite a lot of time to think about, do I really trust God with my day? I say that I do, but do I really? And I'm super grateful for that lesson, and I'm super grateful for all the people that I came in contact with that day. It was such a stressful day because I was so worried about the cat and the dog flying and on that long, long flight. And I will never forget those people and their kindnesses. So I just want to say, being kind is so, so important. We don't even realize it. But when somebody's having a stressful day, it means even more. So I hope that this week you can do something and go throughout your day and throughout your week and do something kind for somebody, because you may not even realize what it means to that person. So, love you guys. I miss you, and I'll talk to you soon.